Have you ever looked at a digger driver or a dozer driver and thought, I would love to drive one of those, that's the shizzle. Yep, me too, kind of been obsessed with them to be honest. 17 years working in the construction industry and working alongside dozers, dumper trucks, excavators, you name it. But I've never really set foot in one and truly understand how to drive it. And that was all gonna change. Yes, this week I got invited to Goldcast training up in Scotland. Sunny Scotland. Yeah, it was raining a little bit. I was so excited because it was my turn to get into an excavator and learn how to drive one. So if you have always wanted to drive an excavator or any type of machine, stick around and this video is going to give you a good insight into the basics and quite frankly, just how exciting it is. So let's take a look what happened on the day and well, discover whether it is as easy as it looks. Good morning! Today I am here at Goldcast Academy. These guys are premium elite trainers for anything construction machine related. And they train you on how to drive a machine. They have training on machine control, lots of different things to get your tickets and approval, all CITB credited approved. And I've been invited here today because I've always wanted to drive an excavator. I've been in site for like the last 15 years and only been in a machine twice, just to have a little go around. But today I am going to get driving and I'm really excited because lots of people always ask me, how do I become a machine driver? How do I get into construction? And hopefully this video will help you understand the process and the route to becoming an approved excavator driver. So I have actually been in machines before. I've briefly driven a dozer, a waste compactor. That's one of those massive things. And I've also driven a dumper short distance. But I don't have extensive knowledge of machines. And like I say, as an engineer, I've always been stood right by the machine and worked alongside machine drivers. So this experience was really exciting for me, but I kind of was a little bit cocky and I thought that it was going to be easy, and no. So let's take a look and watch me drive an excavator for the first time. Charlie's getting set up. What are you going to be doing today, Charlie?
Flying the drone around, getting my hours up,
yeah,
providing some world-class footage.
Did you forget the cable?
No, it was more Apple's fault, I think. Not putting USB-C on the phones.
So what are you flying, the DJI?
Avatar, the small one, just this little.
There you go.
But fly around with a joystick, just like playing on the computer games. Nice and easy.
Cool. Okay, so we've got Billy on the machine, because what we're also here today to do at Goldcast Academy is go through with the guys a little bit about machine control and the best kind of procedures for them to be able to teach machine control to excavator drivers. And so Billy from PQS is here and he's setting up and showing the guys the exact process so that they absolutely have everything in their training module to cover all aspects. And PQS, I believe, will be supporting Goldcast with kind of like the technology side of things, with the setup and making sure all things machine control go smoothly. Okay, so what we're doing now is Billy's put the bucket down on the cross, so he's going to record that point. That's kind of the first step. Okay, so the machine has now been placed. Whoa! Look at that! In place at the top of the hill, so I'm going to have a crack. Get in there, see if I can start driving. So as you can see behind me, these guys have an amazing facility set up here, some stockpiles, loads of buckets, lots of different types of machines, lots of different sizes of machines, and it's just a perfect place to come and learn because it purely is set up for learning. You haven't got to worry about people wandering around or kind of like health and safety issues that you have on a site, and it takes that stress and anxiety out of the learning process. I've been through with engineering, and to be honest with you, it's not very pleasant. So over the years, whenever I've been working with an excavator, I've always thought, how hard can it be? It's just 2 levers and then the foot controls. And I think it's a bit of a misconception because driving a machine and driving a machine accurately is actually pretty hard and pretty impressive when you see someone who's had a lot of years of experience doing it. Put my money where my mouth is and see if I can drive an excavator. Okay.
Turn the ignition on.
The key, yeah?
Yeah. And it'll come up with...
Is there one of those things that you can push the seat forward?
Yeah.
Oh, there is. There you go, we've got little legs.
On the keypad, 9008.
9008.
Right, these don't work until that's down.
Right, okay. So that's your
So-
safety lever.
That's whenever someone gets out,
Yeah,
if they put that down,
yeah.
we do it all the time just to fucking move the bucket around, but people go mad. Because that will go.
Right.
So you've got your throttle there, you pull that one back, raises, boom,
Right, okay.
and then forward lowers it.
Right, okay. So up, down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This one, forward, takes the stick out.
yeah.
That one there, if you twist that,
Okay, right, yeah. But most diggers don't have that.
no.
Right.
They've just got a straight bucket, so that they don't exist.
Right. If I don't move the tracker
Right,
or
yeah.
don't slew left and right,
Yeah.
he says he trusts me that much. Tell you what, it's just like, there's so many, you think it's easy, but yeah. So you open the bucket like that, and then to bring it down, so you think in your head to bring it down, you pull it forward, but it's pushing it down. You can see why there's a huge amount of skill, and you can see why
Yeah.
when you meet digger drivers, and you know ones that have worked on site for so long, compared to those.
You get the sort of 60-year-old chap who's sat
Yeah.
in there. He's done it since he was 18.
Yeah,
He'll jump in there and he won't even think about what he's doing.
yeah,
He-
it's second nature.
He can just see where he wants a bucket, and he'll
Yeah.
spin it around and do all that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
even like spatial awareness, like the size of the machine, and
Yeah.
obviously all this here is a black spot, really.
Yeah.
From
You
from an engineer's perspective, when I used to stand out your side,
Yeah.
you used to think, oh, I can see you, but
Yeah.
you can't.
You've got your cameras, but really,
But I mean, yeah, that's,
it doesn't really mean a lot.
no. As you can see, I'm a total pro now. I'm just going to go out on site and drive a digger. So we rocked up on site and I jumped in the excavator, having had a little bit of a brief on what we were going to learn today, the very basics. So the controls on the right and the controls on the left, and then obviously the lever. My first thoughts when I was actually sat in the seat was just how big the machine was. This was a 13-ton machine. And when you're on the outside, I don't know, this perspective is slightly different, but inside you realise just how long and big the boom is, and the back with the engine and the tracks. So I managed to get my hands on the levers, and we started with some pretty basic procedures. So extending the boom out and keeping the bucket still, and then bringing the boom back in. Now I found this really tricky because what you actually have to do is, by pushing the boom out and then bring it back, you have to constantly be correcting both the arm and the bucket. This was not something that I thought I'd have to do, and I just thought it'd be a case of pushing the lever one way and the boom would go out, and then pulling it back and it would come the other way. That is not the case. There's a constant correction that you need to do with an excavator. So you really have to have your mind in a place where you are thinking but not overthinking and feeling at the same time, if that makes sense. So here you can see me doing some of the basic procedures, and to be honest with you, not doing that well. Yes, it was hard, and just actually trying to get my head around what the levers do took a bit of time. So as you can see here, I'm playing around with the bucket and trying to do what looks so simple on site when you see machine drivers do it, which is to kind of grade the ground and scrape the bucket along the bottom of the ground in a straight line. This is hard. As well as using the levers, you kind of have to have a feel for where the ground is in a weird way through the controls. And yeah, I found this really difficult. When you watch them for so many years, you think, oh, I could just jump in and do that. You realise what skill there is. Right, I'm done. Driving a machine is really hard. Do you want to have a go?
I do. I got the itch. Seeing you in the
itch,
driver's seat.
Right, Charlie's now going to have a go. Wow, okay, yeah, that was interesting. It's hard, driving a digger. I knew it would be, but I've got ultimate respect for many of the excavator drivers I've worked for in the past. Let's see how Charlie does. Yeah, don't go left and right because then you'll knock us out. The one thing that I did find as well is it's really easy to forget how to control the machine without constantly telling yourself, you know, lever to the right, lever to the left, forwards and back, and then having almost 4 different ways to control both right side and left is overwhelming. And I have been told that it's something that with time, obviously machine experience and hours, you get used to it. But the guys at Goldcast were incredibly helpful, and they have a process of enabling you to learn how to use a machine that works. Obviously, that's why they provide excellent training. And for me, this is really good because I imagine if you just jump on a machine without any experience and someone is showing you what to do, but they are not specifically a trainer, it's probably not going to work out because these guys know the process, they are CITB approved, and there's a reason for that. So I can highly recommend, if you want to drive an excavator, to actually go to a proper training company like Goldcast, because you'll get your ticket, you'll be approved, and you'll have learnt the right way. You're not going to learn any bad habits. I've seen a lot of machine drivers over the years on site with bad habits, and quite frankly, I've seen a lot of bad drivers. And the trouble with an excavator, well, with any machine in construction, is that if you're a bad driver, you are a huge danger to not only yourself, but everyone else on site. So there you go, folks. Hopefully you found this helpful, but that was my first experience on an excavator. Key takeaways: it's not as easy as it looks. I have a huge amount of respect for all the excavator drivers and machine drivers that I've worked with over the years. It's a hard thing to do, and even if you put in the hours, there are talented machine drivers and not so talented machine drivers. And probably the fourth one is it's a really, really cool thing to do. If you want to get into construction and you want to drive an excavator, I imagine, just based on my small experience, that it is an incredible job to have. You're driving a big machine, it's fun, exciting, there's a lot of power there. It's like being a kid, yeah. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If it's something that you want to do, maybe I've inspired you to go and start a course or do a little bit more research on how to drive an excavator. Many thanks to Goldcast, and also a special thanks to PQS Tech. PQS Tech are working alongside Goldcast to provide them with machine control and the technical support for machine control, because Goldcast are also going to be doing machine control training on site. Yes, machine control is everywhere right now in the industry. You have to learn how to use it properly, and that's what Goldcast and PQS Tech are helping people do. Don't forget to subscribe, hit like, put any comments down below if you're a machine driver. Yes, comment on how bad I drive. And I'll be back real soon with another video.